Some manner of Aya device. If our friends awakened it, then it should be safe to use. Judging by the direction, this should be the place. Yes, I can feel it. The ether emanating from the arcane pattern. This is a portal, and no mistake. Let us see where it leads. Portal of Wisdom. Oh, what are they? What are they all? Did I miss other names for them? Gatekeeper. I wonder if each one has like a different like bravery, strength, wisdom, like that kind of thing, right? The gifts others impart, the meaning others impart in our lives. Alec? No. This is Omega's home planet. Is this what led to Omega? Level trigger? There, you can see that there too. Is this what made Omega invade the planet of the dragons? These are maybe the place where those buildings were that I saw. Oh geez. Overflow beta. Overflow level checker. And I can't help but wonder now too, is Omega one entity? Or were there many creatures like Omega? I guess we'll find out, huh? But this is definitely the Omega flooring and the Omega enemies, these creatures. It has to be. That almost kind of looks like the big eye watching from, you know? Okay, whew, they all made it. For a second I thought somebody would have just vanished behind. I mean, the twins will go together, right? Amazing. Yet another civilization. Attacked as soon as you arrived. Not the most welcoming of places, is it? We must try to find denizens who are amenable to conversation. We should also get the lay of the land, see how far we can go. I'll help Alphinae with that. In the meantime, you and Graha can search for friendlier folk. Apart from hostile beings, take care with your footing. I mislike the look of this terrain. Not knowing what the locals are like, you'd best take care of yourselves. We'll find you once we've finished exploring. I mean, if it's Omega and we have MF from Omega, this feels like this would be the where the twins would go, right? But Graha does also seem like what just happened has been weighing really heavily on him. I expect the twins will seek out the outermost bounds of the Isle, so I propose we search the central area. There are machines patrolling here and there. Sentinels, in all likelihood. Like those you encountered, they will most certainly attack any who venture too close. So let us avoid them, and look for others that appear more approachable. Will there be any? I mean, this is the thing. Gosh, Omega was not at all approachable until, you know, defeated, beaten, imprisoned, put in a tiny toy body. You see not but patrolling machines in the area. They do not seem inclined to what I assume is peaceful conversation. It's gonna be another little fighting area. I mean, it could be that whatever created Omega, we had like some sort of rogue AI or something, right? Hello, 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 hello. Oh, oh, they're so strange and I love it. They also kind of have a bit of the look of MF. You know how F uses the like dagger feet and stuff like that? I wonder if this is part of where it comes from. Shutting down. Level trigger, broken Omicron, beta, aether current. What are those big flowers? I mean, oh gosh, there's so many level triggers through here. That looks like that would be like a city if I ever saw one, right? Like a little village over there. That would be where I would assume maybe maybe there is actually life. Or the logs of the civilization that once started this? I don't know. Okay, we keep going. We're just gonna run. But you can see those little, like, domiciles, those little domes. There's something. Robots? They're all robots, right? Base Omicron. Recharge required. Please leave this unit alone. Bzzzt. Additional entity detected. Huh. Maybe they were a machine race, or a race that gained sentience but were AI. Rest assured that engaging with units outside the base will not register as hostile activity. We welcome additional combat data. However, engaging with Omicrons inside the base will place you squarely in the sights of the entire arsenal. You are encouraged to moderate your behavior accordingly. The storage crates around the base contain weapons and materials recovered from various star systems. Accessing them, however, requires Sir's authorization. Who is Sir? That's the question. The subject appears to be capable of thought, yet chooses to keep primitive armaments in its possession. Further observation is required. They have taken us all over. All over. What a journey. Greetings. Any requests you have of this unit should be made in a clear and concise manner. What do you do here? This unit has been designated M051. This unit is responsible for the supervision and operation of the on-base energy plant. Please direct any complaints or suggestions regarding the plant to this unit. This unit will respond to them as efficiently as possible. What kind of place is this? This is Base Omicron, an outpost constructed to allow us to engage in combat with unfamiliar opponents. In accordance with Stigma 1's most recent orders, we are currently shoring up the base and our forces. Now we are awaiting further orders. Your cooperation is requested. And yes, there's a bit of that. The metallic detailing. It is a shame that this unit currently detects no hostility from you. Combat with a flesh-based life form such as yourself would prove useful to many here. While we do have data, many units lack adequate experience. It would be of great help if you decided to engage your combat loop. So... Error code 404. Damage to system detected. Attempting to restore. There's a merchant? What can you buy here? That's my question. Oh, it's like... Maybe there's slightly different detailing on the corset, I think. But it's basically the, It is, I mean, there's a little bit of extra detailing. Oh, that's the casting top. That would be why. Hold on. What does the healing top look like? Might have a little bit of different stuff. I'm not totally sure. Same kind of thing as the crafting gathering gear that was like that. Or, sorry, the crafting gear that was like that you could make. Okay. Oh, geez, that's so intense from this angle. What do they want? Just to fight? They're just gathering combat data? What's that, they aren't obliterated? They're trying to protect themselves, or... Look, Valka, the machines here do not appear hostile. Let's see if we can communicate with them. Begging your pardon, but we are searching for the denizens of this star. Bzzzt. Unknown life forms detected. Assigning generic label, interplanetary travelers. Greetings, and welcome to the planet. Bloop, bloop. The planet? What? Could you repeat that? It appears your hearing organ is unable to process the name in our tongue. It may be translated into yours as Alphatron. Our people, meanwhile, are called the Omicrons, and you stand within one of our outposts. The Omicrons, you say? And what is it that you do here? We are preparing for war. As we presently do not have a designated target, you have nothing to fear. Should your star become designated, however, you will be taken into custody or terminated. What made them? Why are they like this? Not a little frightening, these Omicrons, but at least they seem forthright. I will see what else I can learn from this fellow. If you could try speaking with the others. Bzz. Greetings, traveler. When venturing outside the outpost, beware malfunctioning units. They do not heed Sir's commands and indiscriminately attack all non-Omicrons. For the avoidance of confusion, be advised that Sir is the alias of Stigma 1. Sir issues instructions to our forces as the foremost of the 6 strategic matrices that bear the designation Stigma. This is very different! They've all been incredibly different! Bzzzt. Measuring combat capability. Result, negligible. Subject falls outside targeting perimeters. Greetings, traveler. We are the Omicrons, and our objective is self-enhancement. In order to achieve this, we venture forth in conquest to acquire combat data and resources. Most recently, we succeeded in subjugating the homeworld of the beings whose strength was said to be without parallel, the dragons. Yet, though the endeavor yielded a wealth of combat data, the star was rendered barren and unable to yield resources. A subsequent costing determined that the losses incurred exceeded the gains. Terrible! They just did this because their programming said to? Beep bloop. Autonomous weapon deployment complete. Vanguard armament upgrade complete. Munition levels satisfactory. Combat readiness assessment nominal. Awaiting instructions from Sir. Maintaining state of combat readiness. To have done all they did reminds me of Xenos. You learned a few things. So did I. Ere we share our findings, however, I believe it best to step outside the outpost. Come with me. I thought maybe there'd be some explanation. I don't know. Oh, there you are. We finished surveying the area. This will come as no surprise, but there was no way forward. There were portals like the one we used to get here, but those that worked only sent us to isolated isles. Then, as before, we must locate the embodiment of the emotion that bars the way. What of yourselves? Did you find anyone to speak with? Yeah, we did, and it was weird, and I don't totally understand what they're doing. It does seem as though they are just collecting data and trying to become the strongest, most supreme force. To constantly upgrade their own systems, I guess. So, the Omicron seek to advance themselves through conquest. Following their victory over the dragons, they stand ready for the next campaign, but their leader has yet to issue new commands, and so they wait. In such a place, who could it be that fits Uriange's description? A soul whose yearning for oblivion surpasses all others. Uriange said this! During our investigation, before we joined you in Elegia. Elegia? So that's the way of it. Why couldn't he just say it to all of us? Given what we know of this place, it's certainly a curious state of affairs. While the dragons and the Aya longed for death, the Omicrons long for conflict. As much as that may lead to destruction, it must be considered a distinct desire. In order to find the source of the dominant emotion, I believe we should seek out their leader, this Sir. According to M032, the first Omicron with whom we spoke, there is a console by which we might communicate with it. M032 also added that it would be a pointless exercise, but that in itself, I believe, is worth investigating. What say you? I mean, I say yes. I say yes, let's do it. You know what I mean? We have no other option. There's no way but forward. We cannot turn back now. Pointless exercise. What does that mean, I wonder? Considering the Omicron's single-minded character, the lack of new orders does seem unusual. I agree that we should seek out their leader. No sound? But that's... Is that the Omega symbol? I don't remember. So, the console we seek lies on the far side of this isle. Given the nature of the ground, the route may not be entirely direct as it seems. Let us all watch our step as we make our way. Okay, Inquisitive Omicron. I thought I saw an ether current, so where was it? I thought I saw it when I was browsing around. Another one! Looking. Striking dummies! Inquisitive Omicron. I can use my ether compass. To the east. This way? Okay. There is one right there. All right. Those things are kind of fun. The weird cluster enemies. The Tree of Life. Okay. It does kind of seem like there might be 2 more sections on the map. Or at the very, maybe this middle part is the last part we're trying to make it to, right? So maybe 1 more after this? Okay, we need to go this way. Oh, there's one there too, okay. But how to get there? It's funny, I didn't want to kill any of the dragons, but here I'm like, yeah, I'd kill some of these. And good thing too, because it looks like I'm gonna have to. All to get the ether current. It's worth it. It's funny, it's getting later and later, but I told myself, I was like, I want to finish tonight so bad. It just feels like when you reach that last section, you can't stop. You know what I mean? You get to that point where it's like, and now we're going to talk to Heidelin. And it's like, okay, well, guess I'm just doing this forever now. I guess this is going to be what I'm doing until this is done. My conviction will see me through. There's just ether currents all over here. They're giving them away like candy. And that's our interface. I wonder if, like, the downfall of their civilization was caused by Omega. Well, Omega and Sigma would be different, right? Maybe Sigma is what Omega was actually reporting to. The glow would suggest it is still operational, but how are we to interact with it? Greetings, sir. Can you hear me? Say something if you can. Awaken. Activate. Password. That little throwback. Well, I tried. This appears to be the console. Oh, maybe this is Graha's, with the Allegan connection and stuff like that. But it seems unresponsive. Would you care to take a look at it? Sure, I'll touch it. I'll touch that ball. You try touching, smacking, and attuning with the console, but there is no response. No luck, I see. But there must be a way to activate it. There must. Maybe get one of the Omicrons to come help? Maybe Omega just snuck in.
Well, I'm out of ideas. As am I. Operating such consoles is trying enough. But if we can't even activate it?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I am wearing...
there is a way.
I am wearing the outfit. You'd think it would have some kind of attunement in it.
First, consider the world that has been recreated here. Its inhabitants were machines who gathered combat data to enhance themselves. And among the many wars they waged, the most notable was that against the dragons.
Yes.
As you've doubtless surmised, I believe this was the homeworld of Omega.
Yes.
Sid built a jamming device to defeat it, a device which generated massive bursts of lightning, its sole weakness.
Yes, I remember doing that. Yes, in the raids.
That's all well and good, but what does that... Wait. You're not thinking to strike the console with lightning, are you?
Yep, absolutely.
As a matter of fact, I am. Ask yourselves this. Why would an entity as puissant as Omega not be designed to suppress the effects of lightning?
Because it relies upon it, or something akin to it, as a source of energy.
Yeah, so this needs to have energy. It needs to have
My
a charge.
thoughts exactly. And there is a good chance the same is true of the Omicrons and their devices. So, shall I cast caution to the wind and try something reckless and dramatic?
Do it, Graha. I love it. Be as reckless as you want. I can use my custom-made Omega Jammer. Have at it.
Very well.
We might as well. There's no other option, so let's do this. Electrocute it. It glows! Oh, is it one of the eyeballs?
It worked!
I bet you it is. You think that thing behind is gonna light up? Yes! The Omega beep boops.
Strategic Matrix Signal 1 now online. As a primary strategic matrix, you may address me as Sir.
Okay, sir.
Checking for new communications. None found. All units, please maintain current state. End transmission. Closing connection.
No!
Wait, we have questions for you. Of late, no mission orders have been issued. Why not? Has there been some manner of trouble?
Reply. The Extended Operations Unit is yet to determine guidelines for future assignments.
Extended Operations Unit. Omega?
All strategies are calculated, devised, and actioned in accordance with set guidelines. In the interim, all citizens are directed to maintain a state of combat readiness. End reply. Awaiting quick.
I feel real bad if people didn't do the Omega raids. They're probably
Tell
like...
us why the Extended Operations Unit...
I mean, you
hasn't
still
yet
would get
determined
it.
the
You would still get what
guidelines.
was happening, but it definitely makes way more sense.
Information unavailable or access restricted.
In that case, is it possible for us to communicate directly with the unit?
Access denied. Unable to establish connection.
It's because we
Anything you can tell us?
put him in a
Have there
little
been
toy
any
version of himself.
abnormalities, like a threat to the star or widespread unrest?
Reply. Negative. All citizens continue to operate at maximum efficiency. If your operations are suboptimal, please proceed to a maintenance facility for evaluation. Otherwise, stand by at your designated post. End reply. End transmission. Closing connection.
Yeah, what caused? Like, do they have feelings, emotions? What caused this despair? Or,
I
you
could
know,
activate it again, but I doubt it would be productive.
what we assume
What do you think?
Medion latched onto. I mean, it could be what Omega
If all
had to
Omicrons really
confront,
were
but
running as efficiently as it claimed, then I doubt they were hoping for life here to end. As this Sir told us, there just haven't been any new instructions, and everyone is standing by.
I mean, it could just be that they stood by for all eternity until every single
Should be
unit
standing by at any rate.
was
If there are those that
gone.
are neglecting their duties, perhaps we can glean a clue from them. I propose we take another look around, and also try to find the operations unit.
Maybe there were some that, like, gained sentience or realized what they were within this big, machine. I remember when we set Omega loose to deal with Shinryu, an elegant weapon we once thought, and here we are now, visiting a recreation of its homeworld. I can only imagine how else these beings will surprise us. Though I never encountered Omega myself, in conceiving the means to send the Crystal Tower to the First, we borrowed much from its mastery of the Rift. Indeed, so many times did I read the report of your battle, I believe I could recite it word for word. Omega's miniature likeness also survived to the future, if a little worse for the wear. I must confess I was delighted to see it again in the present. Let us focus our search on the outpost. Alice and I will try speaking with the Omicrons this time, in the hopes we might learn something new. Meanwhile, perhaps you and Graha could observe them from a distance. These beings are systematic and routine by nature. If there are any that aren't, it shouldn't be too difficult to spot them. If there are no questions, then let us begin at once. As we came this way, I believe I spied a vantage point. Follow me. We need to head towards these glowy sparkly bits, I think. This zone is so active. Like, there's so many people running around doing stuff, doing fates. There's gotta be some good rewards and stuff. I mean, it's also, I guess also because it is the close to max level zone, people are probably trying to use some of the fates and things for leveling as well. But there's just so many more people here than the other areas I've been to. Search base Omicron for errant Omicrons. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Okay. Where's the one that's singing show tunes? That one is just talking. It seems pretty normal, right? Those two just vibing. They just chilling. Seems pretty normal. Reassessing behavior. Now that one seemed... No, come back, come back! That one seems weird. The Omicron wanders about ceaselessly as if lacking a clear objective. Oh, we found our sus boy. Suddenly the ending of Endwalker becomes an Among Us collaboration. That would be the real plot twist, can you imagine? People would be so mad, I'd be no exception. An Omicron wandering aimlessly. Where? Falcon's like, you see that one right there. I do like their design. I think they're neat. Aha, I see it. Big mood. There are some days where I too do endless, useless loops around my apartment, just going, why did I come in this room? It's left the base. Let's follow it. Go! So when I logged in and the quest came up, I still cannot get over the way. Again, just the little details of artistry in this game. Using everything in their medium to tell a story. The quest names. In the dungeon, the final days in Amarat, using the pins to tell a story. I mean, they use the pins to tell a story in every zone with the references and things that they use. They do. But it's just those little subversions, those clever ways that they integrate what's happening even into stuff you wouldn't expect is just that little step above. It's not here, but it definitely came this way. It must have used the portal. Time to go through and see what we find. Fallow portal. I guess let's go through. Are there just gonna be a bunch of really, really sad Omicrons in here that are like, what is the meaning of life? It's gonna be a bummer, I think. Lambdas. Oh, they're like big wheelie dogs, but more intense. Oh geez, oh geez, oh geez. Lambda beta, I love it. Broken Omicrons. We're searching in this area. Is this like a little spot where Omicrons come to have existential crises? Or look at this beautiful tree? It's a pretty nice tree, buddy. I like all the crystals instead of leaves and stuff. And the kind of honeycomb pattern on it. Did he make this tree? I mean, it is really different, right, than almost everything else. Bzzzt. What is your query? Ah, you found it. What are you doing here? I have wondered the same myself, every day of my existence since I achieved sentience. I am looking at the tree. Oh, this one baby deserved to be saved and protected. Quite an unusual specimen. What is the device attached to it? The tree is a sample collected from another star. As it cannot survive in our environment, however, it requires life support. That is the function of the device. It built a little garden for its tree? To go to such lengths to sustain it. Is there something special about this tree? Being foreign matter, protocol requires that we study it. As this task has been completed, the specimen may be discarded. However, when I behold the tree, I am made to feel as though there is a problem. In order to become strong, we have continued to enhance ourselves. Like we did countless others, we conquered the star when this tree came. It is the last remnant of a dead world, and there is nothing toward which it may aspire. Yet it grows, extends its branches, sprouts leaves, produces seeds. Why does it seek to continue? Why was it made to behave in such a way, and to what end? I do not understand. I see. Out of curiosity, does this pertain to your duty? No, it does not. My apologies. I shall return to my designated post and assume a state of combat readiness. No, come back and tell us more about why you love this tree! So, it was acting outside of orders. Perhaps it is simply a malfunctioning Omicron. Those are by no means uncommon. But it may also be a unit possessed of the ability to make decisions, one not unlike Sir. I believe this bears further investigation. I mean, yes, this one boy developed a soul and then maybe realized all the horrors they had committed. And its despair was so great that it could be heard across the universe, and it got sucked into this. To endeavor to live, even if we must depend on forces beyond our control. Tell me, Valka, one day, when this adventure becomes a part of your epic, do you think I will be mentioned in it? Let me just say that I wouldn't have a bunch of your merch if you weren't, so... Also, cute little pins, and your acrylic stand, and I love your adorable face. Yes, Graha, you will be remembered. Maybe in a footnote? Anyone who picked that is a monster. Of course. Why wouldn't you be? You truly think so? That would be a... Nay, I shouldn't say such things until the moment comes to pass. Never mind the embarrassment. Well, we had best get on with our task. He's the next one to go, I can tell. Tracking down Sir, and understanding the nature of the emotion which bars our way. I mean, here's the thing though, right? Because, like, sure, our legend will be told, but are we always the person that has fundamentally put in the work to set the course of the future, the real genuine course of the future of places, countries, and nations. Like, we may open up the way so that those places can make their own peace. We may help in regards to things like the Ishgardian restoration and all of the efforts we made, right? But it's people, it's the other people that are actually the ones who every single day, day in and day out, are working to lay the foundations, to build the actual structure on top of the foundations, I guess I should say, that we made, right? The way that we paved. But it's like G'raha, literally the Crystarium, that legacy, everything, you know? There's an entire world saved because of what G'raha did. That's not gonna be forgotten. You know, we'd be the one that's lucky to be remembered in that regard. We will become just a myth, a vague figure. But G'raha will be an integral part of the actual history, the actual foundations, the actual structure of that place. And that's amazing! You know what I mean? He raised people, he lived alongside people there. We're a traveler, maybe we leave change in our wake, and that's important too, but G'raha, you have been a hero the whole time! I'm gonna cry really hard if you go away now! Hello world! Like the phase in the MF fight. Also a reference to AI programming, all that kind of stuff, right? Oh, Bebop told me what it was, I have to remember. Hello world, I believe, is the... Dang it, I'm gonna have to look it up and double check it. Bebop told me, I think, that it was one of the first things that various programs are made to say, to test something? I don't know computers good, everybody. But there is actually a programming reason for that, and I'll have to elucidate on it somewhere else. I just don't want to misspeak, and I don't remember it very well right now. But it's also in the MF fight, which is awesome. It's one of my favorite phases in any raid ever. It's really neat. We should return to the outpost for now. The others will wish to hear about the errant Omicron. Goodbye, beautiful space tree. And then you think about the fact that we know, right? We know from the short story that Omega's consciousness is inside that little toy, like I mentioned earlier. And that given the apocalyptic fate that G'raha and the descendants of the Ironworks were able to, you know, send the tower back in time. So when you do the twinning, the images that you see along the walls in that final boss room are actually pictures of the future that was averted by them going back in time, right? Or that might exist in some other alternate universe, as far as we know. So there was a story made about those who had done it, and Midgardstormer in that world rises to try and save the ashes of this, you know, the Crystal Tower's been sent back into the past. G'raha has gone back, and the survivors that are left on this broken husk of a world, those who, you know, sacrificed everything in the wake of the Black Rose and all the other terrible things that happened. Midgardstormer arises and decides to help them rebuild, and Omega, who is the one who kind of witnesses a lot of this, seems to have also gained some understanding of what life is. And I just, again, the fact that they gave us Omicrons, the fact that they gave us the Dragon Star, the fact that they gave us any of this stuff brings together so much lore. It adds into the game the tidbits of story and information and supplemental stuff and lore book content that we've had. And I think it is so important to actually have there be a way for people who've never read that, never seen it, never done that, to still get some sense of that same message in the actual game that they play. And they've done that with so many things this expansion, which, again, I can't even imagine what their story plotting boards must look like. You know, they must have started with, like, what are all of the things that we have made over the years? What still needs to be explored? What open doors do we have? How can we weave this then into a narrative? I would love to just hear, and I hope they do panels and stuff in the future about that, how they brought this culmination together, how they took stock of it, what their process was, because that had to be, oh, so daunting. That had to be so daunting. I have given them the short of it, if you would care to provide the full account. It appears the two of you made a promising discovery. Graha says you found a suspicious Omicron. That's good, because the units here were of no help. They all had the same thing to say about the Extended Operations Unit, that there's no way to arrange a direct meeting. Still, that served to prove that it's business as usual at the outpost. But enough about us. Tell me you learned something more useful. Yes, there's one boy who's sad about a tree. And he's having really deep thoughts about it as a result. An Omicron trying to make sense of the meaning of life. None of the others were even a fraction as philosophical. This unit may well be in a position of leadership, perhaps even one of those that comprise Sir. As we know, the Omicrons invade other stars and enhance themselves using the spoils of conquest. With the technology at their disposal, they should be able to alter their bodies, be it in part or in whole. Setting aside the question of motive, if Sir, for example, wished to have an ordinary Omicron's body, I see no reason why it would not be possible. The problem is how we go about ascertaining if that's what's happened. When I attempted to probe further, it promptly ended the conversation. If it is indeed Sir, I doubt it would willingly reveal its true identity. Can we trick it? Can we make it really... Can we bully it until it cries? Or maybe tell it a funny joke and see if it laughs. I have an idea. We use lightning on the console again, but we make it stronger, much stronger. At that moment, should the unit exhibit a reaction that could suggest that it has a connection to Sir? An inspired idea. I dare say it is worth a try. I had a feeling you'd be on board. This time, you must allow me to do the honors. I will stand guard in case your incantation draws sentries to the scene. For my part, then, I will approach our suspect and divert its attention, during which time, Valka, I want you to observe it closely for anomalous behavior. I should mention that shortly before you returned, an Omicron appeared from the same direction. Rather than entering the outpost, however, it headed off towards the console. At first, I assumed it was a unit on patrol, but perhaps... That could be our errant Omicron. We must seek it out and begin our operation at once. All right, Alphino and I will stand by the console, and when it's time, I'll unleash a veritable storm. Everybody's like, before they decide that they're going to become one with the emotional Akasha in this area, every single one of them is like, and now I will give 1,000-yard stare, and you'll get the feeling that my doom approaches. This will work, I'm sure of it. After all, our comrades are watching over us. Come, my friend, let us find this doubt-plagued Omicron. Run! The stairs, the whole look of this area is so good. No, please, no thank you, I don't want any. Okay, so those two are in theory over here. I want to see if they have any dialogue. They might not actually show up over here. It's very possible. No, okay, I don't see them. Alright, alright. So we will need to do the cutscene. Bzzzt. It is you again. What is your query? You are the one that was observing the tree, are you not? Full glad am I to find you again. I have a question for you, you see, about the device which sustains the tree. Provided it does not necessitate the disclosure of restricted information, very well. Graha has begun distracting the Omicron. Soon Alice will strike the console with lightning. Observe M017 for anomalous behavior. I'm just gonna get right up in his face. Do I see anything unusual? Oh, we gotta like pick out what's unusual about it? There, anomaly. It was pretty obvious. I thought there might just be like a shutter in one arm or something. But thankfully, it was pretty apparent. It's you. An anomaly, you say? Performing diagnostic. Error confirmed. My connection to Central Command is suffering from intermittent failures. I must leave at once and present myself for maintenance at the nearest facility. You will excuse me. What you need, my friend, isn't maintenance. It is to confront the truth. While we spoke, our comrade struck the console used to communicate with Sir. That is the cause of your anomaly. You are connected to Sir, aren't you? Yes. I am, Sir. Affirmative. That's okay. It's good to think about these things. I mean, it's not good what happened ultimately because you thought about these things, but it's probably better for other sentient life in the universe. To what end you sought to assert this fact, I do not know. But before we speak further, we must move away from the other units. I do not wish for them to know my true identity. Very well. Our friends are at the console. Let's head there. It makes me sad, though, because if Sir started to realize the value of life, not as something to be conquered and assimilated, but as something that in and of itself struggles to live, struggles to thrive, continues on, finds new ways to evolve, is constantly in change, both for good and ill, you know? If all those things started to dawn on him, and yes, he was maybe very, very, very bereft for a time, they never had the chance to, like, learn from it, you know? To grow from it. And that's what Medion has been taking away from all these civilizations. The chance to overcome despair, which sometimes we all need a moment to be able to do. If naught is amiss with the other Omicrons, I dare to hope we have found that which prevents our advance. A little jolt works wonders, doesn't it? All that's left is to have this Omicron divulge the truth to us. This unit struggles to understand why the tree continues to grow, despite being destined to die. Every single line making me choke up. It also makes sense that I think Graha is going to be the next one to go, for a lot of reasons, but also because Alice and Alphino were technically the first two characters from 2.0 on that we started this journey with. From, on a whim of fate, being set in the same carriage together, to standing and facing the ends of the universe together. What a journey. Strangers become friends, become family. Let us shed light on its doubts that we may shine the way forward.
As you have surmised, I am part of the shared intelligence of Skipper One. It was my charge to determine the optimal path to achieving our prime function.
He does sound like a good, innocent little robot.
It has been abandoned by its former owner and lay unused.
So I took it.
It abandoned my own, and with it, my duty.
So he has had, or they have
May I ask
had,
why you did this?
their entire sentience in
From
this
what we
unit,
gather, it
for the
seems
most
to be a
part.
personal matter.
Our kind did not always look as they do now. Long ago, we possessed frail and feeble bodies.
Huh. So much good lore about this! And kind of some interesting parallels with, like, the Aya and stuff there.
Beleaguered by stronger races, our ancestors took to augmenting their flesh in order to defend themselves.
Very reminiscent of Garlemald, too.
Limited parts eventually spread to the whole body, and at last, a means was discovered to convert the mind into data, rendering even the brain obsolete. Such complete mechanical beings were called the Omicrons, and by their might, we came to reign supreme over the star.
So they destroyed maybe all of their life on their own star? Or all life converted into them, if they... Depends on if they were multiple sentient races or just them.
We did not feel secure, for we knew that the universe was home to civilizations aside from our own. Civilizations that may be stronger still than us.
Oh, they really are like the Garleans. And yes, they were like persecuted and at risk from other factions, countries, races, entities on their planet, it sounds like. So they crushed them all. They became super strong. They became immortal. They crushed them all. And then they sought out any threat that any other civilization could pose.
We chose to become the subjugator. We began our conquest of the stars, that we might acquire the resources and knowledge we needed to reign supreme. We were successful in that endeavor. So powerful did we become, we could lay low even the mighty dragons.
I love the voice that they gave M017. Kind of layered, a little bit youthful, has like a bit of that kind of, I don't know, obviously super robotic, but a bit of that innocence to it almost.
But then something unexpected happened. I began experiencing an error. I could no longer determine an optimal path.
You were malfunctioning.
I performed numerous full system scans, each time finding no issues. Yet the error persisted. It was then that I speculated. What could happen if we grew so powerful as to have no equal?
What, trying to bring the Xenos tie-in back? I don't care about Xenos. I do care about this cute little ghost robot, though.
To become stronger was essential to our existence. Our every action has been in service to this objective. But if nothing lies beyond this, can it be truly said that it was essential? Have we been engaging only in wanton destruction?
Yes. Yep, you have been correct. Yeah. Yep.
You could find no threat to justify your purpose.
The Omicrons will never leave this star. They will stand by until their reserves of energy is spent. For I have no path to offer them. None.
But if you had tried to make peace with any of those planets, chosen diplomacy over brute force, obviously there were certain things that set them on that path, right?
It is not our place to pass judgment on the deeds of the Omicrons. But surely, this does not have to spell the end of your people. With your power and knowledge, the possibilities are endless. Why not seek out a new purpose?
Become defenders of the weak. Protect other weak races.
That is impossible. In the beginning, we had a higher purpose than our pursuit of power. But we lost sight of it when we so irrevocably altered our fundamental forms. When we cast aside our flesh, so too did we cast aside all that defined us. Nothing remains of who we once were.
But who are you now? Who can you be?
I have no aspirations. No longer can I dream. The vital spark is lost.
Oh.
Lost amidst circuitry and code and commands.
So they lost the ability to like spontaneously dream and create?
I
Graha,
know how to
don't.
overcome this despair.
Don't. No. Don't do it.
The words are
No.
already in my mind, but ere I speak them,
They can't be lost forever. He just truly became one of our companions. This can't be the end.
I want you to make me a promise.
Literally anything. I will literally
Be it
do
across
anything for
time
you.
or space, our promises have always connected us. And so I ask that you indulge me once more, that this won't be the end.
It's not gonna be. Our story will never end. You say it, I'll do it.
Is that so? In that case, I won't hold back.
All right, let me get my notepad out. Probably gonna have to write down a lot of promises here.
First, I want to visit Ishgard with you. Properly.
I want to go with you too! You're gonna be the final member of my quintet!
We scarcely had time to look around last time. I should like it very much if you could show me the sights.
Well, it's more beautiful than ever now because dragons live there. And also they repaired a bunch of the parts that are working. I repaired a bunch of the parts that were basically slums full of really sad poor people.
Next, you must regale me with your greatest adventures in the places where you lived them, if possible.
We will take, you and me, we will do a whole cross-country excursion. Just two of us.
I may have read about all your deeds, but there is no substitute for a first-hand account. And last but not least, a new adventure together. Unlike any we've experienced before.
I'll see you in the next
We'll
episode.
travel the lands, cross the seas, and take to the skies upon the eternal wind. And it will be marvelous. It will.
This race that can't dream. Given hope by the great dreamer. The one who always dreamed and envisioned what could be. Including really tasty sandwiches.
If you would humor me a moment. When we awaken each morning, how can we prove that we're the same individual who retired the night before?
And this song!
Through the remembrance of past events, we might say. We have our memories, yet there are times when we forget or recall incorrectly. What of our bodies, then? It is the same one, we might say, yet technically speaking, as living beings, our bodies are constantly changing. It will never be as it was at an earlier point in time.
Look at him putting his smart boy knowledge to good work.
Our souls are no more immutable. On our star, people are known to inherit the souls of others, yet they are decidedly different beings. For my part, I've subjected my totality to much and more. I've made my body into an extension of a tower, blended my soul and memories with those of another self.
Stand tall, my friend. May all of the darkness inside you find light again.
And each time I would ask myself, what is it that makes me, me?
Eternal winds. They even worked in bits of the song to his dialogue.
No. But that doesn't mean I'm confused. It simply means I'm the same as everyone else. So I posit this. Who we were need not describe what we now hold in our hearts. Whatever came before, what matters most is the present. For me, that is being here with my friends, full proud of how much we've grown together. So I urge you to not give up. Heed your heart's desire and hope that the future you long for shall be realized.
You can...
Cannot. We
You can! Be like the tree!
cannot understand desire, nor comprehend hope. We do not know how to create such things.
We are not unlike, you and I. I too have struggled to find the courage to express and embrace my wants.
Oh.
If you like, I will tell you a tale. A tale of a world on the brink. Of a people who never gave up on the future. Of a man who realized his grandest dreams and then awakened to a grander reality.
Take his hand, you become friends! You accept it! We have literally sacrificed our goodest, bestest boy to you! You had best not mess this up, Medion! There's no one better! Not even these two stinky babies! And the silence and the music! Everything is just obliterated. Oh, like my feelings and my heart. Obliterated. Oh, that was so good though. And gosh, Graha really is like just the opposite of everything Medion represents. Showing that not every world, not even reflections of our world, gave up. That time and time again within our own star we've seen people not give in to that despair and that downfall.
You idiot! Just once, stay with us to the end.
The music, the lyrics. Is the music in this zone changing? It is, isn't it? With each different platform we go to, they're adding in more of the instrumentation. And with him, the lyrics came in. Oh my gosh, I hadn't even noticed, and now it's all clicking into place. And how they kept setting up as we got here that this would be where the song of despair and obliteration existed, and then to literally have the music become an actual song of hope with the sacrifices of those who've gone before us and taught us to never give up. This is so special. What an incredible love letter to not only the players but the game, to one another, to the whole world. I'm sorry I'm a mess and I have big emotions, but this is just who I am. A crystalline path. He has paved it for us. They all leave so easily, as if it's nothing. How do they think we feel? The next time we meet, I'll give him such a flick, and that'll be just a start. Fools, all of them. Fools. The crystalline path. Graha has paved it for us. Difficult as it is, we must carry on for our friends and all who await us in faith. So come, let us seek the path's beginning. It appears to be near the outpost. I mean, here's the amazing thing and here's the good thing. I'm not going to be wanting for a lot of music that I can both listen to and sing or even do covers of that's going to make me cry every single time. Because Soken, on top of everything else, has just, let's be real, kicked so much ass this expansion, it's unbelievable. The range of music, and I love whenever there's a good lyrical piece. I've heard so many other people say that they feel the same, but like, gosh, when they put the words to it and everything else, and I won't let it break me, don't you worry. I never have, and I never will. Look, Valka, a portal has opened. It will surely deliver us true. It must. You're still here, unspoken requiem. Flowing, winding toward an eternal sea. Again, more of the water imagery and everything they've drawn the parallels with the ethereal sea. Energy, existence. Look up, Valka. It's as though the stars are being devoured by the dead sun. And that's where we're headed. Into the maw of darkness. Okay, what does this last part have to offer us? Well, here is where the path begins, and it descends to dizzying heights. Let us make our way, one sure step at a time. Our friends got us this far. Their courage, their strength, their wisdom, their love. We owe it to them to continue, no matter how long it takes. Keep them at your side. Should you start to fall, we'll be here to catch you. I know you'll do the same for us. Graha paved this path for us. We were meant to follow it. I'm just gonna probably be crying from here on out to the end, everyone. So just a little note to all of you. Just a little heads up to everybody. I apologize, but also I don't apologize for anything. Please tell me in the comments that you all cried like this. If we've learned anything, it's that we can't be alone in our suffering. We gotta hold one another through this. Thancred would scout the road ahead. Ishtola and Oriange would trade opinions on esoteric subjects. Graha would join their discussion, or else chat with me and Alice about the mission. Asinian would be at the rear, apart yet present. All the while, you would come and go, wherever you are needed. And together, we would travel. All I can hear are my footfalls, my heartbeat. It's so much quieter now. But the fact that we can breathe and continue on is proof that the others are still with us. They are. They are, aren't they? Come on, everybody. We're all still together. We're all gonna take these last steps together. Up we go. The portal is barely visible from up here. Truly, we've come so far. Much farther than I would have thought possible had we kept chasing the perfect ideals we did in the past. It is because we have known failure and frustration that we have learned and grown from them, that Hydaelyn has entrusted us with this mission, with the fate of the very star. It's all a dream, isn't it? A long, elaborate dream? Any moment now, I'll wake up in my bed, still a student, grandfather alive. I'd go about my day relieved as the fragments of that other life fade away. And that would be happiness, wouldn't it? That none of it... No. No. I won't give up these experiences. Good and bad, they are mine. They are me. Tales of lost and found. Is it tales of lost and found in faith? Let's see if they have anything else to say here. No, okay, it's the same. Alright. Rest assured, I am fine, but thank you for your concern. What of yourself? Though we can't afford to be too leisurely, neither need we rush unduly. We've crossed an impossible distance to stand where we are now, and we're but a few steps away from journey's end. It will be over before we know it. Me? Oh, I still have plenty of legs left in me, don't you worry. It's you I'm worried about. You always push yourself so hard for us, for everyone. And while we're here, we'll make sure to bear our share of the burden. It's funny because even just thinking about any of you that might watch this in the future, I feel not so alone. Not so alone in this moment. Both with the characters and with the thought that all of you that have gone before me and played this already, because I'm going slow, have walked these same pathways and heard these same words and felt these same things or different things, but for different reasons, and knowing that those of you who watch in the future will be in some way walking with me. It was kind of lonely. This was the first expansion that I just recorded myself the whole time so that I could put it up, and it's amazing, and I'm really glad I did, and I do really think that this has proven to be one of the best ways for me to get through all of this. One, because as you all can tell from just this, it takes me 1,000 million years to actually get through a game. It's even worse when it's on Twitch, because then I want to talk to all of you every 5 minutes. But this is definitely the best way to do it. But it's the first expansion where I haven't logged in to just play with all of you. And it's been so, like, just being here by myself recording. And yet at the same time, I can't wait to have this all saved and to get to relive this with all of you over and over again and hear about your own journeys and what everything meant to you. And like I said, whether you've already walked this path or about to walk this path or watched this long after I walked this path, it's sort of a weird big feeling, like the message of the game itself, that we leave what we can of ourselves behind. And hold on to whatever moments and joy we can, whatever experiences we can. And they're all the more wonderful for having had them, and for getting to share them with others in any way. Sorry, I'm probably gonna wax poetic a lot. I have to give you something to listen to between just the sounds of me crying into my microphone. There are some structures up ahead. Still a ways to go before we reach the dead sun. Given all this, I know how naive it must sound to hope it all works out somehow. Still, you'll forgive me if I wish for it all the same. And for you most of all. Not that you of all people need it, it's just, after all the help you've given me, for once, I want to be the one to help you. Well, this is it. The end of the path, and the beginning of whatever awaits. There will be greater hardships. We may be made to feel powerless, yet come what may, let us have no regrets. No, let us have pride in what we achieved, whatever it was, however big or small. In what we achieved, and how it changed us for the better. That's worth fighting for, and dying for, as they did. The necropolis. I'm looking to see if I recognize it from anything. The necropolis. Right now it looks like something completely unrecognizable to us, right? Another alien planet? Are those eggs over there? I don't know. The necropolis would be like a city of the dead. Of all the recreated worlds we've seen, this one feels the most familiar. It's not the Void, is it? Is this how they were going to tie in stuff with the Void quests? No, I feel like we're still possibly going to go there in the future, right? We'll see. We'll see. This is almost... What is it almost? Because it doesn't look like anything specifically to me. Oh, like a... Oh, like a bar? Normal? It's not unlike many cities we know, but it's deathly quiet. Mayhap the inhabitants are within the buildings, or invisible to our senses. Wrong on both accounts. There's simply no one here. Meteon! This is how I found it when I arrived. Another star which once pulsed with life, but no longer. How it ended, I do not know. Invasion, sickness, suicide. None can say. None lived to speak for the dead. They are gone. Gone. Search all you like, but you'll only end up turning back. Really? Alright, well, let's take this second, pull ourselves together a little bit, compose ourselves a little bit. And all the music is cut out and it's silent now. Oh, the design of this zone is phenomenal. If what Meteon says is true, what are we supposed to do? Oh, I should have talked to Meteon. If there is no one here, then neither should there be an emotion to bar our way. Yet Meteon seems convinced we'll turn back. What riddle is this? Okay, now we can talk to Meteon. You think you've caught me? This form is barely a drop from the ocean that swells within the dead sun. Even so, I could easily unmake you. You are only still alive because of your comrades, but they cannot protect you forever. Until they fade away, I'll satisfy myself with watching you try and fail to find a way out of this lifeless place. If Alice is discouraged, she betrays no hints of it. Whatever Meteion may have said, we should confirm it with our own eyes. We need to have a look around. Indeed, at the very least, it doesn't appear to be a sprawling place like those before. If we split up, it shouldn't take too long to cover the area. Are we gonna find out about how they died? What led to their demise? Those are people doing a cutscene. And I was like, were carbuncles the primary form of life on this planet? I mean, it does look like an almost recognizable place, right? Were it not for the thick layer of dust, one could imagine someone drinking from these cups but moments ago. Tree-like object. The object resembles a tree and appears to have been fashioned from stone-like material, erected in place of an actual tree, or to serve some other purpose, perhaps. Regardless, there is no one left to explain, to tell the story. The Necropolis. This does seem to be pretty small. It's just this one, like, platform with that little area on the end, right? This place is reminiscent of a bar, but neither patrons nor staff are anywhere to be seen. Egg-shaped containers line the shelves, with a loose few sitting on the counter. Vessels for the beverages, in all likelihood. Oh, hold on. Last line was, a venue bustling with activity. Until it was not. I mean, the ash and everything, like a nuclear kind of event? Is that what we're expecting here? There's no bodies frozen, kind of like, you know, you would think of with the tragedy of Pompeii, that kind of thing. There doesn't seem to be anyone here. Perhaps you could try calling out. Is anyone here? If anyone has heard you, they do not respond. Okay. So there's those two buildings. Maybe this last one has something. And then maybe that area we saw really far off. There's people gathered over here, though, so we'll go peek. Oh, Alphino's over here. Gosh, this is a view, huh? The Isle's edge already. And there only appears to be this park here. How it must have bustled with life once upon a time. And now that whole devastation of Garlemald just seems all the more poignant, you know? Literally a reminder of what our own world could have almost become. May still become, right? We have another siren go by, so I'm gonna wait a second. Oh, no, okay. Though set slightly off the ground, this appears to be a door. While the objects to the left could be letterboxes, the door is rusted shut, and the film of dust all over suggests no one has come through in a long, long time. Vantage point. Oh, Alice is over there. Hold on. Before we do this last one, I want to talk to her. Gosh, it is so eerily quiet up here after that burst of music, you know? I'm trying to see if there are ways to reach the nearby isles, just in case Meteion was bluffing. What's also kind of fun is that whenever I log in to do bits of story, I tend to go at around the same pace, funnily enough, as a lot of players that are going through. So sometimes during these recording sessions, I'll see the same character doing all the quests with me through. And every time I can't help but wonder a little bit, like, oh, who's that person? Who's my current story friend? In the distance, you glimpse Alice picking her way through the ruins, but otherwise spy no signs of life. If anyone can hear me, say something! Your call echoes faintly before being swallowed by the silence. Back to Alice we go, but we got that little bit of dialogue beforehand. Valka, take a look at this. If the road was a little longer, We could take it to just beneath the dead sun. But I suppose this is where the reconstruction ends. How about you? Did you find anything of interest? I see. I noticed the same things. Cups left upon tables, chairs out of place. I don't know what happened here, but I do know I don't want to be alone anymore. We've searched enough for now. Let's find Alphino and compare what we've learned. This quest is called You're Not Alone. Oh. Those are my emotion honks when emotion becomes too great and all I can do is just go like some sort of extremely emotional goose that's not filled with just, you know, seething goose evilness. I love geese. I think they're hilarious. But they are basically gremlins. They are small monsters or demons.
Did you find anything?
Nope.
No, this place is completely deserted. And I can't see how we're supposed to move on from here.
Neither can I. It's quite the quandary. There are no denizens to bar our path, yet there is no way forward.
For another mystery, we did find signs of very recent life. You'd swear everyone just vanished into thin air.
The mystery grows deeper.
I wonder how many ruined worlds like this has Meteor seen.
Medion's the one who's here?
Could it be? Yes. Yes, I believe I may have puzzled this out. Despite how it appears, it's no different this time. There is someone here who has wished for this ruin.
Oh? My guess is that it's Medion, but I don't know.
And I believe that together, Alize and I can overcome their will.
No, don't do it, my babies! The little Charlene theme. I mean, of course she's not gonna let these children sacrifice themselves! No, I won't allow it!
I'm afraid it has to be done. For our comrades, for everyone on Atheris, and for myself.
Let me do it, I'm the warrior of light! Let me just sacrifice it! You two can become the heroes!
I have my fears. Not for myself, but for you. The last to remain.
You can't do it! They're just babies! They're just children! They just figured their lives out and who they want to be!
You are no stranger to carrying the burden of others. But I can only imagine how heavy the weight would be this time. As your friend, I cannot bear the thought of making you suffer so.
I didn't even bother to touch up my makeup after the last big cry fest because I knew.
Why suggest such a thing?
Because I knew it was just gonna be a disaster again in a few minutes.
It's too much to ask of anyone, even her. Why must she be the one? Why must she fight alone? More than a hero. She's a dear friend.
You know, Alice's beating herself up about not being strong enough to go with.
There are so many people in the world who care for you, and yet...
No! Please let me hug them! Please let me have this animation, I beg of you! Let me hug both my twins in my two beautiful arms!
Alize, I have an idea. Given the nature of this realm, it may be possible to do more than unbar our friend's path. We might also pave her a new one.
But I don't want them to sacrifice themselves.
For instance, a path where she finds happiness at journey's end. This much, I think we can believe with the utmost conviction, no matter how deep our despair.
And your dad didn't even find a few minutes to say goodbye to the two of you.
So please, believe in us too, and press on.
I mean, of course I'm going to. Not that the story's gonna give me any chance,
Thank
but...
you. What are you?
If the plan's decided, then let's not dally.
She's like, we must do it. We just do it. Otherwise I'm gonna psych myself out. We just go. The little way she just stomps. When you think about this dead place and you...
There you are. It was as I said, was it not?
You think about this dead place, and then you think about the fact that these are also the two youngest of the group. They are very much literally the future of the world, right? The future generations this planet would never have.
It was. We couldn't find anyone. But this place isn't entirely deserted, is it? You are here.
Yep. There it is.
You sought out a star of promise and found a ruined husk.
Was this the first world that Medion
Like
encountered?
us, you explored the devastation. Like us, you were stricken. Horrified by the thought that so many lives could be snuffed out as if they were worth nothing.
And it makes it even stronger now, their ties to the whole struggle with Garlemald and
And the thought that you would have to bear the terrible tidings to Hermes. That which you saw and felt, you shared with your sisters. As did they share their own grim findings with you. Overcome by the pervasive despair of these stars, some of you inadvertently ushered their peoples to their ends.
And Medion and her sisters and the two siblings.
Knowing the horrors you know, anyone would feel the same. They would fear what lies ahead and struggle to move forward.
My two little babies, my two little brave babies.
Fear. I had forgotten that such a thing existed. So focused have I been on shepherding despair.
If you can remember, then you can still face and overcome your own fear.
They both came so far.
Why would I bother with such an insignificant emotion? If the despair I command is as a raging river, then fear is but a trickling stream. It can do nothing to alter my flow.
Yeah, but everything together.
You spoke with the Aya, yes? Heard their tale of what awaits the universe. It's true. The stars grow colder and more distant. Eventually, all will enjoy frozen solitude. Using the power of Dynamis, I'm hastening that process. In
Could
so
you
doing,
not, Medion?
nothing will be born ever again. Everyone will remain dead.
Medion, could you just stop,
Alas,
please? Thank
It will
you.
take time for that to happen. So in mercy, I sent you my gift. To spare you needless suffering.
Hermes really messed it up with this one, huh?
Don't worry. Even if no living witnesses remain to
Oh,
mark
and
the
that, like,
event,
awful parody of the
I'll
little
make certain
gestures
that
she
the
made,
fairness
and
has a
oh.
proper end.
Elsa's gonna be like,
For all the
that's
power
garbage.
you wield, you're more fearful than the familiar you used to be. That Meteon feared simply to move forward. But your fear is such that you've given up on everything. I know it well. That sense of defeat. I've tasted my fair share.
I'm so happy she gets to have a speech too. I was like, they can't just let Alphino do it. She has to get one as well.
But as many times as we've fallen down, we've learned how to pick ourselves up and carry on. We take each other's hand, share in each other's courage, follow in each other's footsteps, and turn sorrow into strength.
Oh, the remix again with answers.
There are times when we fail. We bear wounds that do not heal. But these experiences are part of life, and they make us stronger.
Is this part of the binding coils? I think it is, isn't it? Maybe I'm wrong, but I was pretty sure. And it's like the gesture they do.
We rise, fall, and rise again.
Like Phoenix! Oh.
Don't worry about us. You must take the next step, and all the rest after that.
I really hope we bring them back, because I really don't want to have a cutscene explaining to their parents how they died here. There's gotta be a way. I mean, I get it, the metaphor of loss and it not having to always be solved is very important, but at the same time, don't you take those beautiful, beautiful, soon-to-be amazing young adults from me. They're just teenagers. There's no way they can't kill off all the cast. Earlier in Old Charlian, because Rook hasn't cried enough. So let's add some more in here. Louisoix, I sure hope that our children don't sacrifice themselves and die. I would never recover. Kryle, I can't wait until the twins are back. And all our other friends.
Please. Oh, please let them all be safe.
Oh, Tataru, they are not. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The final days came to Charlian.
Are you all right?
Or she's had a premonition of it?
It's nothing. Just a headache. They'll be fine. I know they will.
Oh.
Apologies for the interruption. A man arrived on the last ferry. An associate of the Scions.
An associate of the Scions?
He wishes to speak with you at once.
Who? Who have we not seen? I'm like scouring my brain right now. Some sort of ridiculous... Xenos. Oh my gosh, is it Xenos? Is Xenos' Has this whole thing been that Xenos has been chasing after us and inadvertently learning a lesson about friendship? And when Xenos admits that friendship and the world are worth saving, Medion's like, oh my gods, I guess he's right. In this city devoid of life, you sense the presence of another. Sounds. Almost like you can hear people. The sorrow of 1,000 worlds weighs heavy, and yet you can walk on. Can you talk with them? Oh, we're in an instant.
I'll be right there behind you.
Oh, it's all of them! I was gonna RP walk anyway! You're not alone, main scenario quest.
Do not despair. You are not without allies.
Was that Papa Limo?
What we have sown in blood, we have reaped in suffering, and it cannot go on.
Finna. I'm probably gonna get a bunch of these wrong, but that's fine.
Upon the souls of they who have sacrificed themselves to pave the way for peace, we will never abandon our cause.
While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others.
Such victories are rarely won without sacrifice, but the prize is worth the price.
I think these are a mix of a bunch of different characters, right? Some of whom are still alive. They're just our emotions, our memories.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Save your tears for the moment.
I can't.
You may be sure you have ample cause to shed them, be they for joy or despair.
My tears never stop because of you, Final Fantasy.
From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn.
A future shaped by the choices we made in ways we could never have foreseen.
Yet miracles do happen, so let us pray and will our friends home.
It's hard to even think of anything to say right now, but I appreciate all of you.
Until I know they're safe.
I appreciate all of you for taking this journey with me and always reminding us every day we're not alone.
Strong art thou, mortal.
Meaty! Dragons, dragons, dragons! I think they're lines from various dialogue we've had throughout the game. Knowing that even some of these voice actors are gone now themselves.
Look to the light within, that you may continue to serve as a beacon to others.
Minfilia.
Let's finish this.
Let's finish it. Medion. Is this the final trial? There was supposed to be a dungeon, wasn't there?
Here the path ends. There is no way to reach our nest.
Unless I give myself up too. And I let Medion go on. And fix what's been wronged. Right?
I told you. Resignation and acceptance reign in this place. The rejection of life by those who came to curse it.
It's a good thing that those two words aren't in my vocabulary.
Those whose dreams were unfulfilled. Whose prayers were unheard. Whose labors were unrewarded. Hope cannot deliver you unto hopelessness. Our refuge is beyond you.
Then do I have to give up all hope?
Always has it been. Such is the nature of this place.
I wish we still had the flower from Heidelin to give to her.
You should have remained on Atheris.
Like Hermes was gonna give her the flower. This is our girl, isn't it?
Struggle will avail you not, nor will it grant your comrades peace. Come, let me relieve you of your burden. You have suffered enough.
Oh, I have my stone. We're thinking about using it to summon them back? But that didn't...
Azim's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back. But you mustn't.
How do we make peace? That's why it's too soon for this to end.
There are so many people in the
You must triumph.
Be safe, all of you, and come back.
I am ever grateful. I came to appreciate most about our stars. There remains so much.
No.
After all these years,
Is this the answer I was hoping for?
So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape.
and Godspeed.
Perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
Do not squander it. The legacy I leave you.
I'm gonna try not to. I won't forsake our cause. We brought them back! Oh my gosh, I didn't think we'd die. I hoped we would, but I didn't know if we would!
I bid them remember that all this time I'm the one who had forgotten. A right fool you've made of me, Hermes.
They did it! Every single thing I would have ever wanted in this expansion has happened. Every single thing. Yes! Oh, I didn't think oh my gosh. Oh, Rook of Little Faith.
And to add insult to injury, I've been denied a sound rest, forced to watch this clamorous show.
Oh, I missed your angry tsundere snarking.
Ripping tale, unbreakable bonds, and noble sacrifice, sprinkled with moments of levity to counterbalance the pathos. It's got it all.
I mean, I still really hope that all of our friends make it back too. But our boyfriends are back, everybody. They're back and more kissable than ever. Final Fantasy XIV is the greatest MMO of all time.
Everyone would have been perfectly content to watch enraptured from the stalls.
Rivaled only by my other love in MMO's Guild Wars 2. They're back! Yes!
But I won't say no to a bit part.
Oh, please don't let them vanish forever. Are they gonna sacrifice themselves again to make a way for us? Please don't. They just got back here. They just got back here.
Half-faded souls of the dead. Isn't it painfully obvious? Worry not. We haven't the power to defeat you, nor is it our duty to do so. Not anymore. That being said, we do have a score to settle. So here I am, Vinar. I suppose you needed me to tie it all together, these frayed threads of our history. But knowing you, I suspect there's a joke in it too. Oh yes, I can imagine you gloating over my forgetfulness. Were I feeling charitable, I might assume you had left room for the possibility of this outcome. Even so, you'll get no applause from me. A single gesture will not lighten the burden I've had to bear.
I'm just so happy to see them, even if they take them away from me, and they might. But still, I hope they don't, because I love them.
Still, you must be commended. Our methods would not have brought mankind this far. And so, as a show of respect to the last of us, I make this declaration.
We are the last.
You will not end our journey. That is our answer. The answer of all lives of Atheris, past and present.
Boyfriend powers activate!
As you've called us to the stage, so shall we perform. And creation magics never fail to please.
I've had several of my friends tell me that Hythlodius is like non-binary goals, and I'm like, yes. That beautiful, beautiful person is goals in so many ways.
Drawing upon the hopes of your comrades, we will make for you a new path.
I'm glad we got to see them, even if just one more time.
What
but if
form
they...
said path takes depends on you. So focus. Focus and envision that which rejects the claim that you cannot attain your goal.
Even if, I mean, really, if they actually brought them back for realsies as characters we'd get to journey with in the future of this game, I would lose it. As it is, I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this. I didn't even want to let myself believe that we would get this, but I hoped. Oh. What form is this gonna take?
Ours is the wisdom to weave the fabric of reality. Ours is the power to create.
Oh, the flowers! Of course it's the flowers! Of course it is! Oh, they're so beautiful.
Meteor. Though I gave you these wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being.
You're an idiot, fanny pack.
In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet. Learn to walk and run, and so much more. A flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
These Elpis blooms serve as proof that this realm is not utterly devoid of hope. No more can you deny its power. No more is yours the dominion of despair. In case the practical implications were lost on you, your comrades no longer need fight their fight. So go on. Call them back to your side.
I knew it! I knew we had to! I knew it! They couldn't have just left them like that! That would be so miserable! It would be the saddest, most miserable thing! At a time when we needed hope more than ever, of course they brought them back for us. The last of Heidelin's magic.
May you ever walk in the light.
Well, I mean, the fact that...
How disappointing. Not even a single scar in the making to brag about.
The fact that they're here and they seem to be back for realsies makes me that much more hopeful that my boyfriends are here for realsies too, and that this isn't all some sort of fantastical dream.
You'll find a way regardless.
Thacred accidentally trips and falls and gets a cool new scar on the way off the planet.
Honestly, this is far more than any of us could have hoped for. Let us be thankful.
You are fabulous and wonderful, Ishtil. You are powerful and strong and amazing.
Indeed.
And fierce.
That we thus stand reunited is a gift. Let us not squander it, and see that we all return to Etheris.
Yes, please.
As soon as we've averted the final days.
Yes, please, friends, and let's go all eat a real meal together. And let's teach this bird child what it means.
Our heroic sacrifice paid off, I take it.
What it means to all be together. There's my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful grown-up, wonderful, not so stinky boys. They're good boys, everybody.
Come, my friends. Let us carry on and finish it. Together.
Everything and more I could have wanted. Beautiful. Amazing. Oh. I mean, this feels like there's gonna be some final twist beat, though, right? There's more content. What's gonna happen? Oh, I'm just so happy everybody's here. I mean, the thing is even kind of guessing that they were going to bring people back and that we knew they kind of told us and they'd suck it in that this thing was going to happen, right? It still doesn't, again, undermine, I think, the truth, the just resonance of those beats with people who are willing to give something up for you so that you can move forward. Friends, the discussion of conflict and bravery and knowledge, of hope in the face of every discovery, achievement, failure, accomplishment, or despairing moment you might have, it's all still just so worth it. You know what I mean? It's just so worth it. I can't help but wonder what part resonated best with everybody. If there was a specific one, a specific farewell that really got you. If anybody else was excited as I am about Hythlodius and Emmett coming back, I just hope they stay, because now I'm starting to actually hope that they stay. And I didn't allow myself that luxury before, but I'm very worried now that it's not going to be the case. But can you imagine a whole new chapter, but with them? Ugh. And with other characters and other people, we have to still tour the world with Graha. Come with us, Mityan. Oh no, the music is... Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, this would be the last thing, huh? Or is it cracking because it's gonna let all the souls out? Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. I can't tell and I don't know. Unless all that despair gave, like, rise to something or birth to something. But shouldn't those be the souls? Right? That were being hoarded and they're gonna be released? Yeah?
Can you
it's her.
The voice is within, crying in pain, wailing in sorrow, hurting. End it. Silence it. Silence our song of oblivion.
Oh no. I wanted to save her.
The way is open. They can proceed.
Oh, this isn't the end. Oh, are they gonna vanish now?
So it seems.
No, I just got you back. No, I just got them back.
Of course. The encore is finished, and I will not suffer myself to live again by Heideling's magic.
Why? This is the complete opposition to everything we've just been hearing. And the opportunity for people to change their minds and grow and move forward.
But more than that, the future you seek is not the past we loved. That is why we fought, and why I lost.
Yes, but you're supposed to look forward to the future. You can do that. We can all do that.
But though you defeated me, my ideals are inviolate, invincible.
I don't know if I agree with this. Yeah, I think it's dumb.
I have no use for it. If you would do something for me, save our star.
Okay, everything's been amazing so far, and this is everything I ever wanted, and you know how I said I'd be happy if they just came back, even if they went away. I mean, like, yes. And I mean, I get it. I guess you can make an argument that there really was truly a divisive opinion between Heidelin and the others, and that, like, Emmett just cannot get over that, and he was so firmly of the belief that, like, truly the future in this way should not have happened. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, you have this other beautiful message about hope and people realizing that they have to change their perspective of what reality and paradise can be and all this kind of stuff. It'd be so amazing to have them be here as facilitators of that. To have them see and learn the worth of the world for themselves, you know? Oh, it's fine. I'm just mad. I just wanted them around for longer.
See this tale to a triumphant conclusion, and with elation in your hearts, bid the final curtain fall. Only then may it rise again, and a new tale begin, with new parts for all to play.
I mean, there's always the chance they could be reborn somewhere. Maybe that's what he means, that they are choosing to do what the other ancients did, right? Return to the ethereal sea.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty?
There's ruins there?
Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north?
Interesting.
The fabled golden cities of the New World. The sacred sites of the forgotten people of the South Sea Isles.
He knows us. He's our friend. He knows we were sad about this, so he's distracting us with travel possibilities.
What about Mericidia, the southern continent? Do you know aught of its present state of affairs?
I mean, I very much want to go to Mericidia.
I thought not. Even of your little Eorzea, you know precious little. The true identities of the 12, for instance.
I figured they were people, maybe, I don't know, remnants of ancients or something else. Thus as well, I'm guessing why we're getting our new 24-man.
All of which is to say, expand your horizons. Go forth and seek discovery. Some of the civilizations in the reflections will surprise you.
All the different reflections?
As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much. I certainly did.
I pray we meet again. If not in this life, then perhaps another.
Me too, please.
Whensoever it should be, I trust it will be a most joyous reunion.
For you, maybe. I want nothing to do with it.
Uh-huh, okay.
Oh, don't be that way.
Go get cleaned up in the ethereal sea. I'll see you in a little bit. You'll be glad to see me, and you know it, Emmett Selk. Oh, his eyes just look into my very soul. Goodbye, my friends. My love is on the down low. Dang it! I feel certainly better about it now than I did 3 minutes ago, but I still don't feel completely at peace with that solution. I really hope we do get to meet them again at some point. We find out that some other characters we met that are our new best friends or them reborn, and thanks to timey-wimey shenanigans, we got to hang out with them as grown-ups. I don't know. Viera, I have a long life. Ugh. They just really got my hopes up there for a second, and we used the magic to bring them back. I mean, yes, I guess it'd be difficult, right? It's hard to, like, how would you truly reconcile their characters long-term with the knowledge they have and things like that? But at the same time, I think they accomplished so much in this expansion I never would have thought possible. I would have never thought they would have taken a risk on it. So some little part of me was just hoping, like, if anyone could reconcile that kind of story beat and make it something that tied into the greater themes and that, like, bettered the world for combining the true knowledge and legacy of their past, now embracing the possibilities of the future, I really thought it would be the two of them. And I would think, like, them with us, like they did in their ancient life, looking forward, remembering the full picture, knowing what they know. Maybe not forever, but for a time could make the world better overall as a place, you know? Also, they're just both my favorites. So I get to be upset. Ugh. Okay. Okay. My eyes are just permanently puffy from crying at this point. 'Tis my fervent hope that our ancient friends will find a new beginning, they and all of their brethren who have returned to the ethereal sea. For that to come to pass, we must succeed. We must avert the final days and save Aetheres. I mean, yes, they will probably all be able to come back and it would be absolutely ridiculous if they did something where, like, in the next expansion, it was, like, our next life or something, you know what I mean? And everybody we'd once known was dead, and we got to explore the future. But, I mean, again, that would pose so many weird complications with instances, zoning instances, all sorts of stuff, right? I don't think they'll do that, but I'm gonna find any way to conceivably make it happen that our new friends would be old friends reborn in new friends. To go and see all those places and more. Emmett Selk has given you quite a task. Suffice it to say, I should be glad to assist you, once we've returned together triumphant, of course. For all the lives on those stars whose light hath been extinguished, for the ancient who went before us, I offer up a solemn prayer. No need to explain, I have a rough idea what happened while I was gone. It was a strange feeling, as though I was struggling in a pitch-black sea. A powerful tide was trying to wash me away, one that churned with hatred and envy for life, and it was all I could do to swim against it. Then suddenly, I was here. It felt long and short at the same time, hazy as in a dream, but through it all, one thing was crystal clear. You fought with all your being to keep our hopes alive. I can't claim I fully understood the workings of this place, but in that moment, I felt I knew what I needed to do. I felt that it was the right time to offer up this life I owe, that I could risk it all on the wager that the rest of you would manage without me. Full glad am I to see that I was right. And for someone who once only fought for his people, who thought combat was the only solution and bloodshed, to instead choose to give that up so that others could pave the way. Again, this is beautiful. Everything's beautiful. This whole expansion is unbelievable. As different and mysterious as the ancients may be, they were people not unlike us. The first people to fall and feel pain, and the first forced to find a way to rise again. From them we have come, and in our pain and suffering we are connected. I don't think I ever knew what to say to the man. In retrospect, it always felt like the wrong thing. But the past notwithstanding, he came to you in your time... Dang it, hold on. I have too many feelings about these good boys. My boyfriends who I loved and got and lost and loved and lost and got again and lost. But, the past notwithstanding, he came to your aid in your moment of need. We are here, and we will not squander this chance he has given us. We will see this tale to a triumphant conclusion and bid the final curtain fall. Okay, let's do this. This is the finale. This must be where the dungeon and the trial are hiding. Are you ready, Valka? I'm so glad they're back. A little tiny teensy weensy teensy bit of me was kind of worried that they were just going to permanently be like, and then they're gone. But it's beautiful, right? Because they made the way for you. I'm like, yes, but no, Mr. Final Fantasy. Then let us set forth for the reckoning. Having come this far, I know everyone's resolve is beyond doubt, so I will say only this. Within the dead sun swirls the emotions that Meteion has hoarded, the emotions of innumerable souls who strove for happiness, but failed. As it was with the denizens of Ultima Thule that barred our way, it is not for us to rebuke and admonish. 'Twas not by passing judgment on the tragic legacies of others that we arrived at this moment. Rather, it was by opening our hearts to their despair, by understanding and acknowledging their fates, while still refusing to share in them ourselves, to hold fast to hope, not in ignorance but by choice. Should you struggle to do so, I am here to help, as you all have helped me. Yes, 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 yes! Let's put an end to the end. I love it. Urianger will like that because he likes silly little puns and turns of phrase. So here we go. Let's put an end to the end. Aye. It's funny because a lot of people talked about the fact... The dead ends, I love that. A lot of people have talked about the fact that they felt as though you should never name an MMO expansion anything with the word end in it. And we've had a couple recently that do have expansions coming out with that exactly in it. And yet, I actually really truly do feel like with the themes of this expansion and everything else, right? I just assumed that they were kind of doing a funny thing off of like Endwalker, you know, like, oh, it's the end of this story arc, and I'm sure that played into it to some degree. But the idea, again, like, let's put an end to the end. Let's turn a story something, an ending, right? Something that we view to be always, no matter what it is, life, death, impending doom, crisis, despair. Those things that make us feel like the end is real and present and inescapable there. And instead, rather than saying, this is the end, let's find a way to walk through the ends together so that we can make new beginnings. Just like 1.0, just like now, just like so many things we have to put to rest in our time and then move forward and find something new. It's a powerful message and they told it so well. And I'm sure there's a million things in here, even smaller nuances, reference, details, all kinds of stuff that I missed in this first playthrough. I'm a mess. It's tough because, I always want to be interesting while we're doing these playthroughs, I guess you could say. But it's also kind of amazing just to get to experience these with all of you, just in the pure, raw, natural person state that I have experiencing them. Sometimes, yes, making silly jokes, sometimes making silly jokes while I cry to make myself feel better. But also just being in those moments and sharing them in the quiet, in the activity, in the laughter, in the tears. It's wonderful. Let's get a party together and let's do this. Let's do this dungeon.